Hello, future investors. I am officially back. Holy moly, it's been an awful long time. Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the importance of a war chest and why it's so valuable when looking at it from an asset point of view. Now, just before we get into the video, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who supported my channel while I had a fairly large break. In fact, it was the largest break of my YouTube career so far. I believe the last time I uploaded a video was over 35 days ago. I've never had a break anywhere near close to that. So yeah, it was a long time and I really missed you guys, but I saw all of your amazing comments of support and emails, and I just want to say thank you for watching throughout all of the time that I didn't upload any content, because even though I wasn't uploading, my analytics showed that you guys were still sticking around, commenting and rewatching my videos. Okay, let's get straight to the video. Now, recently in my life, I've had to use my own personal war chest. That's correct. I've actually had to dip into my cash savings of what I like to consider a war chest. Now, it brought me onto this video and I thought it was quite relevant to me and the video coming back after all this time and explaining how something I had used and built as an investment backup really came into fruition, and it really helped me. And that's essentially a war chest, and I'm so glad I had that. I had to use a very large sum of money to use it for a particular reason. Now, if I didn't have that particular savings in cash, what I like to call my allocation chest, my war chest of funds that are for essentially a rainy day, I would have had to possibly sell some of my other investments, maybe index funds. Maybe I would have had to liquidate some of the cash in my investment of the S&P 500 or the FTSE 100. On an absolute worst case scenario, I would have had to sell some gold bullion, some silver bullion, or maybe some other assets that I own. So I really am thankful that I was able to save up a nice amount in my war chest, which allowed me to utilize that for its sole purpose. Now, sometimes you might think, oh, this money, I don't want to use it on a negative situation, for example, but that's what it's there for. And it's so relieving when you have a war chest, because life is stressful enough as it is. Things can go wrong, relationships can break up, health can change, so many factors in life that are there which will create stress. And I am a big believer that if you can eliminate one of those, which is money problems, doing that is going to really help you on your journey to becoming happier again and to sorting out any situation you might find yourself in. Now, for me, I'm not actually bothered at all that I had to spend a large amount of my war chest. Essentially, that was an investment fund, a war chest. That was an allocation of money that was slowly building up over time for a possible large investment, maybe a property or something like that on a buy-to-let investment purpose. But it also had the same usage as a war chest. It was a backup fund in case things went wrong. And in my particular scenario, I used that. And that was really beneficial to me, and it kind of lends perspective into investing in general. We can get very caught up in specific investments. I know myself personally, when I first discovered precious metals, I was so excited to have finally discovered an exciting, a safe, a long-term low-risk investment vehicle that I got very much tunnel vision, and I solely focused on precious metals. Well, as my investment knowledge and networking grew, I realized that there are other investments out there and how important it is to diversify your portfolio, to not only spread your potential chances of yielding greater results, but to also spread your chance of risk and to really put all of your eggs in multiple different baskets. And I'm so glad as an investor I've done that, thanks to great networking with people who have become more successful than myself. Now, here I've got a few examples of investments in front of me. I've got obviously some quarter ounce gold Britannias. As you may know, these are probably up there with my favorite gold bullion investment. It's a really great fractional precious metal. It's not too high up on the premium side when it's a fractional bullion, and it's also a nice amount of money invested into an asset that's going to really hedge against inflation and preserve my wealth. And in fact, it's actually made me some wealth because gold has had some fantastic yields in the last year, and it's really benefited those long-term precious metal stackers. Here on the left, however, you can see I've got some British sterling cash. It looks great. It's very attractive to the people that want to avoid tax and all of those purposes, maybe want to have less traceability, less trackability of it going through your bank account, but it does devalue. There's no strength to it in the sense that it will lose out to inflation. You can see there's a few notes there, and if we look at the exact top one, that's a £10 note. Going over time, the value, the buying power of that £10 is going to dramatically lower. Whereas if you invest that into an asset, it doesn't have to be gold bullion, but let's use it as an example in this, it's going to actually go up with inflation, not down. Now, not all investments will hedge against inflation and protect you like gold does. There's different aspects to investment vehicles out there and why you might invest. But for me, I really like trying to be diverse, and having that war chest has allowed me to continue to be a diversified investor. And I'm so proud of that. I haven't had to liquidate any of my investment vehicles, which I'm really, really proud of, and it makes me feel very secure. So building up a war chest, why is it important and should you do it? Well, I understand everyone's financial circumstances are completely different, and that's absolutely fine. But I'm only going to talk about this from my perspective. I've been very fortunate enough to be able to build up a financial war chest as a backup, and I'm so glad I did. I really would recommend it, even if it's a small amount. I'm talking £50, £100. If you can put that away, lock it away and treat it as if it's not there, when a situation does occur, it's so relieving to know you not have that potential to actually just sort that issue out there and then. It's not possible for everyone. Times are difficult. Inflation is high right now, especially, if you're on a single parent wage, you haven't got another partner to help bring in a secondary income, you've got children, maybe you've got previous debt. So there is examples out there where sometimes it's not always possible to build up a war chest because financially it is very difficult. But I just wanted to lend a bit of perspective onto how I've actually used my own personal war chest for myself, and it was there for a reason. It was also there as a possible investment in the future, but it actually provided its use in the fact of a war chest. Now, I've spoke about this many times over the years, and I've not had to use it until now, and I just wanted to say that it's such a useful asset to have. Yes, if you've got a lot of cash in a particular savings account and it's just sitting there, it's not going to get any investment, it's not going to work for you, it's not going to create more money for you, but it is going to give you that slight peace of mind, which I think is rather valuable. Now, how will I look going forward? How will this affect me with my own personal investment journey? For those of you that are interested in my personal journey, I'm going to continue investing in all of my investment vehicles, be it index funds. I'm a big fan of those long-term wealth building devices like the S&P 500 and specifically the FTSE 100 as well. So I'm covering the UK and US economy there. I'm going to continue to preserve wealth in bullion such as gold bullion. I'm not really looking at increasing my silver holding because I'm pretty happy with my silver holding. It's still far lower than most people, but for me, I'm more comfortable putting my hard-earned cash into an asset that I know is going to really hedge against inflation and preserve my wealth. When I'm looking at actually making money, that's going to be from working, my self-employment, and all of these other assets that can actually feed me drips of income. I look at silver as a wealth building tool. I think it's undervalued and I think there's value there in the future, but it's not actually going to pay me dividends month by month to help me reinvest. So as it stands, my focus will be continually on index funds and predominantly precious metals, while also building my YouTube channels as well, because that is a long-term investment. So thank you very much for watching till the end of the video. It is so good to be back. I really missed creating content, talking about investments and sharing my own journey with you. If you've enjoyed it and stayed all the way till the very end, then wow, thank you very much, because I do genuinely appreciate how valuable your time is. I'm going to be putting out a lot more content going forward, and I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. So thank you very much for watching. As always, it's been a pleasure. I'm so happy to be back, and I look forward to seeing you all in the very next episode. Bye bye.